Your couch is boring. Your shelves are boring. Your whole living room is boring. And deep down, you already know it. But here's the thing. A ball of yarn and a hook can change all of that. And most people have no idea how far crochet decor has actually come. We're not talking about your grandma's doilies. We're talking full-on wall art, hanging planters, throw pillows, table runners, lampshades, baskets, decor that people will walk into your home and genuinely ask, "Wait, where did you get that?" And you get to say you made it yourself. So if you've been crocheting for a while and you've mostly been making scarves and beanies, or maybe you're newer and you're wondering what else you can actually do with this skill, this video is going to open your eyes because crochet decor is one of the most underrated corners of this whole craft. And once you go down this road, you will not want to stop. Let's talk about why most people sleep on crochet decor first, because I think there's a real reason for it, and it's a bit of a shame. When a lot of people think about crocheting for their home, they picture those old-fashioned patterns, heavy, stiff, kind of yellowed-looking things that your relatives had hanging around in the 80s. And that image sticks, so people assume that crochet decor just isn't for them. It feels outdated before they even try it. But that's just not what crochet decor looks like anymore. The craft has completely evolved. People are using modern color palettes. Think warm terracotta, sage green, creamy off-whites, dusty blues. They're using different textures, different yarn weights, different techniques that create pieces that look genuinely expensive, like interior designer approved, put it on Pinterest expensive. And the best part? You make it yourself for a fraction of what you'd pay in a store. So let's actually get into the pieces. Let's talk about what you can make, how they actually look in a real home, and what you need to know before you start. The first category, and honestly the one that grabs people the most when they first see it, is wall hangings. Wall art made from crochet has had such a massive comeback over the last few years, and it makes sense because it genuinely looks stunning. A well-made crochet wall hanging has this texture and depth that you just can't get from a painting or a print. It has dimension. It catches light in a way that feels alive. The most common style you'll see is the boho style hanging, usually made with a thicker yarn, often on a wooden dowel or a piece of driftwood, with fringe at the bottom. These look incredible in bedrooms, living rooms, hallways, anywhere you've got a blank wall that needs something. And they're actually not as hard as they look. A lot of them use pretty basic stitches, half double crochet, single crochet, some simple increases and decreases to create shapes. The secret is really in the composition, the color choices, and that final fringe. But wall hangings don't have to be boho. You can go geometric. Think clean lines, color blocking, triangle shapes, or diamond patterns. That kind of piece looks amazing in a more modern, minimal home. You can go maximalist and wild with lots of texture and mixed yarns, or you can go soft and delicate with a finer yarn and a lace-like pattern. The wall hanging is one of those pieces that you can completely customize to match whatever your space looks like, and that's what makes it so satisfying to make. When you're planning a wall hanging, think about scale first. A tiny hanging on a big wall is going to get lost. You want it to be a focal point. Don't be afraid to go big, because bigger usually looks more intentional and more impressive. And when it comes to yarn, something with a bit of texture, like a chunky wool or a cotton rope yarn, is going to give you that visual richness that makes the piece look full and expensive. Now let's talk about baskets and bowls, because this is where crochet decor becomes genuinely functional, and I think that's what makes it so easy to justify making more and more of them. A crocheted basket isn't just pretty, it's useful. You can use them to hold blankets, magazines, toys, plants on your kitchen counter, craft supplies, whatever you need. They're one of those things that every single home can use more of. The key to a good crocheted basket is the yarn. You want something stiff enough to hold its shape. Cotton rope is probably the most popular choice for this, and for good reason. It's strong, it keeps the shape of the basket without needing any lining or stiffening, and it comes in tons of colors. You can also use a thick acrylic or a jute rope depending on the look you're going for. Jute in particular gives such a beautiful, natural, earthy look. A jute basket with a simple stitch pattern looks like something you'd find in an expensive home goods store. And when you line it with a piece of fabric, it looks even more finished. Little touches like that, adding a fabric liner, attaching leather handles, even just weaving in a contrasting color stripe, completely elevate the piece. In terms of stitches, most baskets are made with single crochet worked in the round. That's it. The simplicity of the stitch actually works in your favor because it creates a dense, sturdy fabric. The challenge is more about getting the tension even and making sure your increases are placed correctly so the base stays flat and the sides go up straight. Once you get the hang of that, you can make a basket any size you want. Let's move to throw pillows because this one is one of my favorites. A throw pillow can completely transform a couch or a bed, and unlike a wall hanging or a basket, it's something people will actually touch and interact with. The texture becomes part of the experience of sitting on your couch, and texture is where crochet really shines. Some of the most popular pillow covers use textured stitches, the bobble stitch, the puff stitch, the popcorn stitch. These create this incredible three-dimensional surface that looks incredible and feels even better. A whole cushion cover in a bobble stitch in a warm cream color on a dark gray couch, that's a look. That's a real, actual, intentional interior design choice, not an afterthought. And the construction of a pillow cover is pretty straightforward. You make two flat pieces and sew them together around a pillow insert, or you can work it in the round if you prefer. A lot of people add a button closure on one side so you can take it off and wash it, which is genuinely practical if you're going to use it regularly. When you pick yarn for pillow covers, think about durability and feel. You want something that won't pill too quickly because throw pillows get a lot of contact. Cotton is great for this. It's soft, it washes well, it holds its color. A medium weight cotton in a solid color will give you a clean, modern look. If you want something cozier and warmer feeling, a soft acrylic blend works really well and tends to be more budget friendly. Now here's a piece that a lot of people don't think about right away, but absolutely should: hanging planters. Macrame plant hangers get a lot of attention, but crochet plant hangers are just as beautiful, and they have a slightly different look, softer, more organic, more delicate depending on the yarn you choose. Hanging your plants instead of putting them on a shelf completely changes the feel of a room. It adds levels, it adds movement, it makes the space feel more alive. Crochet plant hangers are usually made with cotton rope or jute, and the basic structure is a net-like bag that holds the pot, with a long length of chains or cords above it to hang from in a hook. You can keep it really minimal and simple, or add decorative elements, fringe, beads, wooden rings, to make it more of a statement piece. One plant hanger is nice, 3 at different heights in the same corner of a room, that's a whole moment. One thing to be careful about is water. If you're hanging live plants, the pots might drip when you water them, and some yarns don't love getting wet repeatedly. Cotton and jute are generally fine, but just something to keep in mind. A lot of people use the hangers with pots that have saucers, or they choose to hang trailing plants like pothos that don't need as much water. Let's talk about table runners because I think this one is so underrated. A crocheted table runner on a dining table or a coffee table adds this layer of texture and warmth that fabric or woven runners just don't quite match, especially if you use a lace-style pattern. It lets the wood grain of the table show through, which is such a beautiful effect. It looks almost delicate, like something that took a lot of skill, but a lot of lace crochet patterns are actually more approachable than they look.